it's Hobbs, and these are my kitties. This is Marmalade and this is Pancake, and together they're the Mommy Pan duo. Ooh. So, just wanted to put this at the start of this video. Things didn't go as planned. I'd recorded 3 hours of footage. Ooh. 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 Bye. But yeah, I recorded 3 hours of footage, all of which turned out absolutely shit. Some bits were good, some bits weren't. I was recording face cam as well. That cut off about an hour into the footage. So I was a bit like, I don't really want to put up parts with face cam, parts without. So and my plan was to cut it down to like 5-10 minute episodes, and I would have had a lot. I can't do maths, so I'm not going to bother working it out. So out of that 3 hours, I managed to salvage this 15 or so minutes of it, which is just, I don't even have words for what it is. It's just random. Let's just say it involves myself, a creeper, and quite a well-known English TV presenter, so enjoy as much as you can. Alright, thanks.
It's dark outside and I don't want to get any creepy crawlies or whatever coming in and being like, oh hey, that space you've got here would be rather nice if we could stop here for the night, you know, just like friends, have a sleepover. And I'd be like, I'm sorry, but we're not friends. And then the creepers would be like, what do you mean we're not friends? I bought you that nice Persian rug not long ago. And I'm like, what Persian rug? You never bought me shit. I've never seen you in my life before. The last one of you I saw blew up because obviously didn't like the look of me, and then they'll be like, well, that's a bit judgmental, isn't it? I'd also got you another present, but I'm not going to give it you now. Do you want to know what it was? And I'd be like, does it involve dynamite or TNT? And you're blowing me the fuck up. And he's like, well, maybe it was. What you going to do about it? And I'd be like, well, I'm going to call the police for one, because you're on my property harassing the shit out of me and trying to make it seem like it's my fault. And I'd be like, well, actually, I was here first. And then I'd be like, well, why do you have that accent then if you're from around here and you've been here for ages? Oh, well, I've been on holiday for a bit to wherever the fuck this accent comes from, and just because I've got an accent doesn't mean you can judge me and say I don't live here. I really hate that sound. I don't like that sound at all. And then I'd be like, well, I'm not judging you at all, but at the end of the day, you're saying this and that and God knows what else, and how do I know I can trust you? And he'd just be like, well, no one said you could. No one said that you could trust me. And I'd be like, yeah, you did. You just said I could trust you a minute ago, saying I could. Oh shit, I'm starting talking accent now. Saying that I'd be able to trust you, and I should let you come into my house. But I ain't gonna do that now because you just said I might not be able to trust you. So what the fuck, mate? Are you actually gonna do something? And I'd be like, well, you don't let me in, then I might have to, you know, blow your house up because I think you're a threat to me and my family. And I'd be like, what family, mate? Because you're all fucking blown up. Because every time you see me, you shit your pants and blow up. He's like, I'm just protecting my wife. I got 10 kids down the road, and they're scared of you and your likes with your wooden pickaxe and whatnot. And I'd be like, well, actually, I got rid of a wooden pickaxe ages ago, so that, sir, is absolute bullshit. And I'd be like, don't you be backchatting me. And I'm like, mate, you're the one who's being rude to me at the end of the day, and I haven't said anything. I was quite happy to listen to your side of the story of things, but now I don't want to. I want you to get out my house and leave me alone and don't come back. And then he'd be like, well, actually, that's not going to happen because I live here, and I actually live in this hovel. And I'm like, no, you don't, because I just built this hovel, so you are not living here. This is my house. And he'd be like, well, actually, no, I built it, and I've been building it while you've been sleeping. And I'd be like, well, what the fuck you been doing around my house when I've been sleeping? He'd be like, I'll watch you, make sure you're not planning anything that's a bit suspicious. And then I'd be like, oh, so were you behind the reason that spider was fucking following me and I was inside my base and making me feel really scared and unprotected in my own home? He'd be like, oh, maybe, that might have been me. I don't know why he sounds like Keith Lemon. Maybe Keith Lemon is the creature that scares me in the night. And then I'd be like, well, that was really rude and out of... That really you shouldn't do that to people, because that is really scary and messed up, to say the least. And he'd be like, well, you know what, you're the messed up one, because you're the one who's just come barging in here like you fucking own the place. And I'd be like, well, I do own the place, I fucking built the place. And he'd be like, yeah, but that's not the point. I'm like, well, what is the point then? Because at the moment you're sounding like you're talking shit, you just want an excuse to rob me. But that's very rude. How dare you accuse me of trying to rob me just because I blow up, or if I freak out every now and then. And then I'd be like, where the fuck are you from? Adventure Time? I didn't realise you were made of candy. If you are, can I have a bite? And it'd be like, no, you can't have a bite, because I'm not made of candy. And I'd be like, oh, so you know what, do you know what I'm talking about? And he'd be like, no, what the fuck's Adventure Time? And I'd be like, oh, it's this time where you have adventures, and I'm talking the same accent as you now. What are you doing to me? And he'd be like, oh, I'm just using my magical spells on you. And I'd be like, what magical spells are this then? And I'd be like, well, I have this ability to be able to turn other people into creepers. And I'd be like, no, I don't want to be a creeper. I don't want to blow up in my own home. It took me long enough to fucking build it. I don't have to unbuild it by blowing up in it. And they'd be like, Hobbs. And I'd be like, how the fuck do you know my name? And he'd be like, well, that don't matter, but the fact is that unbuild it isn't actually a word or a term. So I have even more of a reason now to make you into a creeper, because you're thick as shit. And I'll be like, well, does that mean you're saying all creepers are thick as shit then? And he'd be like, no, I never said that. And I went, well, you just called me a creeper and said that's all the more reason to make me a creeper. And they'd be like, no, I didn't say that. You're putting words into my mouth, and this isn't fair. And I'd be like, no, it's not fair, because I don't want to talk like this. And I don't want to be a creeper, because I don't want to blow my home up when I've spent bloody hard time trying to, you know, actually work hard and actually make this thing work. And he'd be like, well, that's not my problem. If you learn how to speak properly, you'd be able to not be a creeper. And I'd be like, well, you're saying I shouldn't speak properly, and that's the reason I'm going to become a creeper. But so you're kind of contradicting yourself here, because you're saying that creepers can't talk properly, because that's why I should become one. Is that, no, stop putting words in my mouth, I'm just saying you're thick as shit. And I'm like, yeah, but you're saying I'm thick as shit, but you're also saying that that's a reason to become a creeper, so it obviously means that creepers are thick as shit. And they'd be like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you're thick as shit, not that creepers are thick as shit. And I'll be like, yeah, but you've just said that it's all the more reason for me to become a creeper, and I don't want to become a creeper. And he'd be like, yeah, well, maybe we don't want you to become a creeper. And I'd be like, well, why the fuck are you trying to make me into a creeper then? And they'd be like, no comment. And I'd be like, why no comment? Because you got nothing to say to that then. And he'd be like, no, it's because I don't have to explain myself to the likes like you. And I'm like, the likes like me what? What are you trying to say, mate? And he'd be like, the likes like you, because, you know, like, being small and stuff. And I'm like, what? Because I'm a hobbit. And he'd be like, yeah, exactly. And I'd be like, well, I don't want to be associated around the likes of you, and I shouldn't have to explain myself for that, why I don't want to be a fucking creeper. And then he'd just be like, that's racist. And I'd be like, no, you're being racist to me, because, you know, I'm of the hobbit race, and you're of the creeper race, and I suppose, yeah, you could technically say I am being racist to you now, because I just realised what I've been saying, but that's not the point, because, like, you've been trying to disrupt my home, trying to take over it, threatening that you're going to blow my home up, and say it's my fault and say I'm thick as shit. So I think you're actually the one who started all this and provoked me into saying rude words about the creeper race. And I mean, like, you've just started bashing the hobbit race, like it's completely fine and there's nothing wrong with it, and that's just wrong, man. That is rude. That is very rude, and you should apologise right now before I call the police. And I'll be like, you call the police and you're going down. And I'll be like, what do you mean I'm going down? I'm going down nowhere, mate, not on you anyway. And he'll be like, what the fuck? And there's a kitten trying to hump my leg. Please stop. But yeah, it'd be like, well, and I'd be like, look, can we just agree to disagree and admit that we don't like each other? And he'd be like, no, because I want to sort this out. And I'd be like, well, I don't want to sort it out because I don't appreciate you saying all this shit and acting like everything's my fault when you're the one who comes in here and starts provoking me like I've done something really wrong to you and your family. And he'd be like, well, you have. And I'd be like, what have I done? And I'd be like, well, you actually just, you know, well, and I'd be like, you don't even know what I've done wrong, do you? You don't even know, you don't even actually think I've done wrong. Who set you up to do this? And they'd be like, I haven't been set up to do anything. And I went, well, if you don't tell me, I'm going to come over there and poke you in the face with a stick so you fucking blow up. And he'd be like, no, you can't do that. I've got children at home. I need to feed them. And I'm like, well, tell me who's set you up to do this then, because it doesn't sound like you actually know what the hell you're going on about right now. And then he'd be like, no, I can't. And I'd be like, so there is someone else then who's been doing this? And he'd be like, I haven't done anything. And I'd be like, right, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna come and poke you in the face with a stick. And he'd be like, no, okay, I admit it weren't me. It was the spider that you mentioned before that was following you in your base. He wanted me to spy on you. And I'd be like, oh, why did he want to spy on me? What the hell? And he'd be like, I don't know, he never actually said. And I'd be like, you better tell me why, because otherwise I am going to poke you in the face with a stick, and I'm going to send the stick with your head on to your family for Christmas. And I'd be like, no, you can't do that, that's disgusting, that's just wrong and against the law. And I'm like, there's no laws in Minecraft here apparently, that's why you can just come into my house and blow me up apparently. And I'd be like, yeah, but you just keep saying you're going to call the police. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to call the police, but just for my own, like, feel of safety, not because they're going to fucking do anything. They probably won't. I mean, if you stole a pack of sweets from the sweet shop down the road in the Ender village, then yeah, you'd probably get a shit ton of time down there, and you'd probably get your head kicked in by the Ender golems and stuff like that. But no, when it comes to me having my house like molested, you know, invasion of privacy, no one wants to know, because apparently it's completely fine. And they'd be like, oh, I'm really sorry, but could I just use your toilet? And I'd be like, what do you mean, can you use my toilet? You come in here and you're spying on me for some sick reason and acting like there's nothing wrong. No, you can't use my fucking toilet. Go find your own toilet, or go outside and have a piss in the woods. No, it's not quite that simple though, because creepers don't go to the toilet that way. And I'm like, I don't give a shit how you go to the toilet. I don't want you having a wee in my house. And they're like, why? I'll only be quick. And I'm like, I don't fucking care how quick you'll be. You're insulting me and saying all these rude things and thinking it'll be alright. And it's like, but I really need the toilet. I promise, if you let me go to the toilet, I'll go away and leave you alone, and you'll never see me from me again. I'll be like, yeah, but what about the rest of your family? They'll all come round here then, try and look for trouble, and they'll be saying I did these nasty things to you and stuff when I hadn't. And you'll be like, no, it won't be like that. I promise. And I'm like, well, how can I say that some other person might not come round looking for me and looking for trouble? And like, no, they won't. I'll make sure they don't. And I'm like, well, if you go to the toilet, will you take away this accent, please? Because I don't want to talk like this, you know. I want to go back to having my own accent where I sounded like a right actual idiot. But it'd be like, no, yeah, sure, whatever. You can have whatever you want. And I'd be like, well, I also want a pony, can I have a pony? And he'd be like, well, I know I said whatever you want, but I mean within reason. And I'm like, what do you mean within reason? And he'd be like, well, I can't just get a pony, it's not that simple. And I'm like, well, it better be fucking simple, because I want a pony. And he'd be like, well, I can't get you a pony. And I'm like, well, why not? you expect me to let you use my toilet, but you can't, you don't want to get me a pony. He'd be like, no, because I can't afford a pony. And I went, who said anything about buying it? And he was like, I can't just steal it. And I went, oh, no, you can't steal it, but you can just come into my house and, you know, uninvited. And I'd be like, well, you'd make an absolute shit vampire, wouldn't you? We'd just be like, oh, I'm just going to come into your house. Don't mind the invite. I'll just, oh, wait, it burns because I weren't invited in. And I hope you do that one day, and I hope you learn your lesson. And he'd be like, well, that's not very nice, is it? And I'd be like, no, it's not very nice. And I'm just like, no, it really isn't very nice at all. And it's uncalled for. That the fact that you just expect everything handed to you on a plate. This isn't no Jeremy Kyle show, mate. This is like actual real life, and I want my voice back. Otherwise, I may well take you to Jeremy Kyle, and he'll have a go at you, and then he'll have a go at me and try and call me like absolute scum or something like that. And I'll be like, no, it's not me that's scum. It's the accent. And I'll be like, actually, no, it's not the accent, because it's actually starting to grow on me a bit, and I think it kind of suits me. But at the same time, I'm not a scumbag. And it'll be like, well, how can you prove it then? Are you gonna provide for your baby? And I'm like, what the hell are you on about, provide for me baby? I ain't had a baby. If I had a baby, I think I'd know about it, because my womb would be like hanging out my chest, and my vagina would feel like it's on fire. And he'd be like, oh, well, that's not what we got told when you came onto the show. And I'm like, what you on about when you came onto the show? Came onto the show because of this fucking creeper trying to get in my house. And they'd be like, yeah, well, his name's Creeper, what do you expect? He's a creeper, he's going to get in your house. And I'm like, that's not the point. I don't want him in my house. He wasn't invited. If he was invited, I wouldn't have a problem with it. And then they'd just be like, well, maybe you two should sort it out, kiss and make up, maybe have a few babies, and then come back on the show when one of you ain't supporting the other. And I'd be like, well, I don't want to do that, because that's just not cool. And I don't plan on having kids with someone who risks blowing me up during intercourse because they've climaxed. And they'd be like, well, what the hell are you on about? And I'm like, I don't know, he might blow up or something. You know how it works with the like wham bam thank you ma'am thing. So I'd imagine it'd be quite messy with a creeper. And then everyone would be looking at me and discuss like, yo, pervert, what kind of porn do you watch? And I'd be like, I don't watch porn, I don't like porn, porn's weird. And everyone would be like, oh no, everyone watches porn. I'm like, well no they don't, because I don't watch porn, it's fucking weird. And they'd be like, but it's not weird, it's sexy. And I'm like, no, I don't like it, just because you like it don't mean I like it, does it? It's the same way that you might not have a problem with him coming into your house, but I do. And then that would be the end of the Jeremy Kyle episode, and I'm going to stop talking like that because I don't know what the hell I'm going on about. I don't even know what started this, man. I think I've just like made an episode, and I think I know what it's going to be called. It's going to be called The Jeremy Kyle Show. Oh my god, what the what the hell? At least I just want to put a disclaimer out as well, actually. I apologise if that had offended anyone in any way. I don't know why it would, because I was literally talking about a creeper. But yeah. And just to clarify, whatever accent I was doing, I do not think you're scumbags. But I'm really confused.